If you're a parent or planning to become one, you're probably already worrying about how to save for your child's future. Between education costs that keep skyrocketing and a job market that is currently awful for young adults and may even get worse thanks to things like AI, it can feel overwhelming. Well, there's a new investment vehicle in town that you should know about: Trump accounts. These accounts could be a game changer for families looking to set up their children for the future. So, what exactly is a Trump account? Created under the One Big Beautiful Act bill, signed into law on July 4th, 2025, Trump accounts are tax advantage investment accounts designed to help families save for their children's future. They are most similar to traditional IRAs. If you didn't know, a traditional IRA, short for individual retirement account, allows someone to contribute a limited amount of pre tax dollars, meaning your contributions are tax deductible, to a specific investment account every year that is then allowed to grow tax free. Here's the deal. To open a Trump account, your child must be under 18 years old on December 31st of the year the account is opened. Each child can have only one Trump account. Legal guardians, parents, adult siblings, or grandparents can open these accounts by submitting IRS Form 4547 or using the online portal at trumpaccounts.gov. Now for the exciting part. Parents, relatives, and even employers can contribute up to $5,000 each year until the child turns 18 years old. These contributions will grow tax deferred until they're withdrawn. When funds are withdrawn, they'll be taxed as ordinary income. But there's one feature that makes Trump accounts different from 529 plans, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, traditional 401ks, or really any other investment vehicle out there. For children born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028, parents can apply for a one-time $1,000 contribution from the US Treasury. That's right. You can get a free $1,000 to kickstart your child's investment journey. You may already be familiar with 529 education savings plans and may be wondering, are the Trump accounts kind of the same thing? While both are tax advantage investment vehicles for children, they have some important differences. 529 plans are state sponsored education savings accounts that allow tax free withdrawals for qualified education expenses. These expenses include not just college tuition, but also K through 12 tuition, books, tutoring, test fees, online materials, and more. But Trump accounts and 529 plans allow both Trump accounts and 529 plans allow investments to grow tax free. But when it comes time to withdraw money, there is a critical difference. Trump account withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income. 529 plan withdrawals are not taxed so long as the money is spent on education related expenses. Another key difference between Trump accounts and 529 plans is control. With a 529 account, you, as the account owner and parent of the child, maintain control over withdrawals indefinitely. With a Trump account, the child gains control once he turns 18 years old, which means the child could potentially use the funds in ways you might not approve of. When it comes to investments, Trump accounts are more limited than 529 plans. Funds in a Trump account may be invested only in certain eligible investments, which are generally low cost stock index mutual funds or ETFs, whose underlying securities are composed of predominantly US based companies. All investments must meet criteria established by the US Treasury. In contrast, 529 plans offer a much wider range of professionally managed investments, including diversified portfolios that automatically become more conservative as college gets closer. Another critical difference between Trump accounts and 529 plans is that Trump account withdrawals can be used for more things. 529 plan withdrawals can only be used for education related expenses. With Trump accounts, beginning in the year the child turns 18, the account is subject to most of the same contribution and withdrawal rules that govern traditional IRAs. This means that the Trump account essentially converts to a traditional IRA at that point. With the traditional IRA, there is a 10% penalty in addition to any income tax you would owe on withdrawals made before the age of 59 and a half. But there are special circumstances where you can avoid the 10% penalty, though not the income tax. These special circumstances include covering things like a first time home purchase, medical expenses, and higher education expenses. The flexibility of Trump accounts makes them really shine as a long term wealth building tool. If you let your investment balance build up all the way to age 59 and a half, you're in a good spot as the growth is tax deferred. Once in retirement age, your child can withdraw the money and use it for anything. If your child doesn't want to wait until retirement to use the money, he can convert his investment to a Roth IRA. This process is a bit complex and would involve the investment being subject to income taxes upon conversion. But the main benefit of Roth IRAs is that you can withdraw any contributions you've made tax free and then use that money on whatever you want. So what does the math actually look like if you were to invest in a Trump account for your child? Let's walk through it. Remember, you can contribute up to $5,000 each year from birth up until when your child turns 18. And there is also the one-time bonus of the $1,000 from the US Treasury if your child is born between 2025 and 2028. Historically, the average annual return of the US stock market is 7%. That's inflation adjusted and with dividends reinvested. So if we start with $1,000 and then contribute $416 a month for 18 years, note that we're spreading the annual $5,000 limit evenly across 12 months, you'll end up with an investment balance of $179,000 when your child turns 18. Not too shabby. So if you take the $1,000 bonus from the US Treasury, contribute $5,000 a year for 18 years, and assuming a 7% annual return, you'll end up with $179,000 when your child turns 18. Now let's say that no further contributions are made to that investment account. Your child is just going to let the investment ride for 42 years until he reaches age 60 when he can withdraw money without penalty. How much do you think the investment will be worth by then? Assuming the same historical 7% average annual return of the US stock market, the investment will be worth over $3 million. My goodness. Not too bad considering you would have made total contributions of just $90,000 spread out over the first 18 years of your child's life. This is the magic of compound interest and the power of starting early with your investment journey. Let's do one last math exercise. Let's say your child is born between 2025 and 2028, and you just take the free $1,000 from the US Treasury. You don't make any contributions to your child's Trump account. If you let that $1,000 ride for 18 years, and again assuming the historical 7% average annual return of the US stock market, you'll wind up with the balance of over $3,000. So not really that much, but also nothing to sneeze at considering the $1,000 seed investment is free. And consider this, if your child lets the investment ride for another 42 years until retirement at age 60, that balance will grow to $58,000. Who knows what $58,000 will be able to buy 60 years from now? But again, the seed investment to make it happen is free, so you might as well take it if you're eligible. My understanding is that there is still some uncertainty about when Trump accounts will officially go live, but the current expectation is that they will be available at qualifying banks and trustees by July 2026. If you have a child under age 18, I strongly recommend looking into them. There are other options out there if you want to make investments on behalf of your child, with the 529 educational plan probably being the most popular. And each option has its own advantages and disadvantages. But the Trump accounts are brand spanking new, so I just wanted to make people aware of them. And if you have or plan to have a child between 2025 and 2028, then the $1,000 free contribution from the US Treasury is a no-brainer. What do you think? Does this apply to your life? Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.